Morning, dear students. Welcome to the next session of Principles of Inheritance and then the Variation. Today we are going to discuss another topic, that is inheritance of two genes or dihybrid cross, which is very important for 5 marks in the PU examination, and the many types of questions will be asked based on the inheritance of two genes. So let's see why Mendel conducted the inheritance of the dihybrid cross, or why he studied inheritance of two genes. He already conducted monohybrid cross, or the inheritance of one gene, right? So in order to verify the results obtained during monohybrid cross, Mendel, so out of curiosity, also conducted the cross between the pea plants by considering the two pairs of contrasting traits at a time, or he considered the pea plants which differ in two characters. Such a cross is called as dihybrid cross, or such study is called as inheritance of two genes. Means here, how many characters are differing here? Two characters differs, right? One pair of contrasting trait code for one character and another pair of contrasting trait code for another character. So when such two characters are considered during the genetic cross at a time, then it is called as inheritance of two gene or the dihybrid cross. So how can you define the dihybrid cross or the inheritance of two gene means? That is a cross between the individuals or the plants considering the two pairs of contrasting traits at a time, or inheritance of two genes at a time. Then such study or the such cross is called as two gene inheritance or dihybrid cross. So cross between the individuals, so individuals are nothing but here plants, considering inheritance of two genes at a time, or inheritance of two pairs of contrasting traits at a time, is only called as two gene inheritance or dihybrid cross. So, how Mendel conducted the cross and which characters he considered to study the dihybrid cross means. So, Mendel crossed, so for this, Mendel crossed, okay, round and yellow seeded, round and yellow seeded plants with round and yellow seeded plants with wrinkled and green seeded plants. So here, which two characters is selected for the cross, dihybrid cross means shape of the seed, that is round and wrinkle. Next, color of the seed, that is yellow and green he considered. So how many pair of characters are selected here, or how many characters are selected? Two characters, that is seed shape and then the seed color. Seed shape is one character, seed color is another character. So two genes he selected. So how many contrasting traits he selected means round and wrinkled, one pair of contrasting trait, yellow and green, another pair of contrasting trait. So two pairs of contrasting traits are selected. So this is representing a dihybrid cross, in which we know that round and yellow seeded plant and wrinkled and green seeded plants. In this, round and yellow color of the seed is dominant over the wrinkled and the green seeds. So here, in which the round shape is round and yellow seed is dominant and wrinkled and green seed is recessive character. That is a recessive character. So then let's see how Mendel conducted the cross by considering these characters. So let's write the parental generation. Parental generation. So what cross he conducted? He considered, what is that one? A round and yellow seeded plants crossed with wrinkled and green seeds or the seeded plants. So what their genotype here means, as the round and yellow is a dominant one, so we'll represent with capital letters. So capital R and capital R for pure lines of round sheets, and capital Y and capital Y for denoting a dominant yellow color. It is crossed with the wrinkled and green here, the small r and small r with small y and small y to denote their recessive forms of the genes, the alleles. So as a result, when they produce the gametes, so what will be the nature of gametes? Which alleles they carry means the gametes will carry the gene for the each character, means one gene for each character, so that one for seed shape and one for the seed color. So the all the gametes produced by this pure line plant will be the same. So all the gametes will carry one capital R for the roundness of seed, one capital Y for the yellow color of the seed. Similarly, the homozygous recessive plant, it also produces the one allele which code for wrinkled shape of the seed and the another allele which code for green color of the seed. Okay. So as a cross between them, the F1 progeny produced, as a cross between them here, the F1 progeny or the F1 offspring produced, all the F1 progeny produced will have the combination, that is capital R and then the small r, capital R and small r, capital Y with the small y. So what will be the phenotype of these plants? So all these plants will be, they are having a round and yellow seeded, round and yellow seeded. Why? Because here the roundness of the seed is a dominant character over the wrinkled. In the presence of a single allele for that roundness, the plant seeds will be round in shape, and yellow color is dominant over the green color. So in the presence of a single dominant allele, the yellow color will get expressed in F1 generation. So all the plants produced in the F1 generation will have the round and yellow seeded. Round and yellow seeds they will produce. So this is what happens in the F1 generation. Next, what happens if we self cross these F1 plants means, so when these F1 plants are allowed for selfing, so when they are allowed for selfing or the self cross, then what happens here? So selfing means here the same plant will act as a male parent as well as the female parent. Let's write the two parts, that is the male parent part and the female parent part. Then what are the gametes produced by them and what are the combinations of the offsprings produced? So let us represent that. Say for example, Let's write the combination of the gametes here. So gametes produced by the parental. See, for example, here capital R and small r, capital Y and small y is present. What are the possible combinations here? So capital R with capital Y, one combination, both are dominant alleles. Next one is dominant with recessive. Dominant with recessive. Next is recessive with dominant. Recessive with dominant. Next is recessive with recessive. So these are the possible gametes. The same here. Dominant with dominant. Dominant with recessive allele. Next, recessive with dominant allele. Recessive with recessive allele. So write their combination in the boxes given below. So that what will be their combination means here dominant R, dominant R, dominant Y, dominant Y. Next is dominant, dominant, dominant and recessive. Next, dominant and recessive, dominant and dominant. Next is dominant and recessive. Next, dominant and recessive. Similarly, dominant, dominant for seed shape. Next, for seed color, dominant with recessive. Next, dominant and dominant. Recessive with recessive. Next, dominant with recessive. Next, dominant with recessive. Next, dominant with recessive. Recessive with recessive. Similarly, now dominant with recessive. Next, dominant and dominant. Next, dominant with recessive. Dominant with recessive. Next, recessive, recessive for the seed shape. Dominant, dominant for the seed color. Next, recessive with recessive. Dominant with recessive. Next, dominant with recessive. Dominant with recessive. Next, dominant with recessive and recessive and recessive. Recessive and recessive. Next, dominant and recessive. Similarly, last, recessive and recessive for the seed color also, the recessive with recessive. See how many offsprings are produced in this one means total 16 offsprings are produced in F2 generation in dihybrid cross or inheritance of two genes. So what we have written these here, these are the gametes. These are gametes. So here and here. And in this board, so what we have written is representing F2 generation. F2 generation. So based on this checkerboard or the Punnett square, can we write or can we calculate phenotypic ratio and then the genotypic ratio? So let's write that phenotypic ratio and then the genotypic ratio now. So first let's count the phenotypic ratio. So wherever at least a single R is there, capital R is there, a dominant allele is there, those seeds will be round. So here the round and yellow. So let's write that one first. Phenotypic ratio. So what is the phenotypic ratio? The phenotypic ratio is as follows. So how many are round and yellow? So this is round and yellow. Let's mark this round and yellow. And here also round and yellow. Here also round and yellow. This is also round and yellow because at least both dominant alleles will be present for two characters. Round and yellow. See here, for roundness, dominant alleles are present, but for the color, recessive allele is present. Let's not count it now. Next here. So for both traits or both characters, dominant alleles are present. So this is also a round and yellow. Next, here the round and yellow. Right? Next, here the round and yellow. And here also the round and yellow. And remaining, so here roundness is not present. Here roundness is present, but the seed will be green color. Here also round seed is there, but color is green. Here wrinkled with yellow, right? Here wrinkled yellow. Here round and green. Here wrinkled and yellow. Here wrinkled and green. So here, for example, if you add this, right? So this triangle is representing how many number of seeds or the plants will be having round seeds with yellow color. So how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So round and yellow are 9. Next, see the next type, round and green. Next one is round and green. How many are round and green? Let's count that one. So here the one is round with green color, and here another one is round with green color. Why? Because dominant allele is there for the round shape of the seed. Here also dominant allele is there for round shape of the seed, but for the color of the seed, both recessive alleles are present. So the recessive character will get expressed for the color of the seed. So they will be green in color, like that. So this one is over, right? This is wrinkled, and here round and green is there. Round and green. Okay. If we add this, these three are representing round and green. So how many are round and green? 3 plants are having round and green seeds. Similarly, let's look for another character now. Now wrinkled with dominant yellow color. Wrinkled and yellow. Next, wrinkled and yellow. Here also wrinkled and yellow. 3 are there, right? So wrinkled and yellow, wrinkled and yellow. Here wrinkled and yellow. So these 3 are representing wrinkled means recessive character for the recessive trait or the phenotype for the character called as seed shape, and dominant trait for the character called as seed color. So only they are wrinkled with yellow color. So wrinkled and yellow seeds. How many such plants are there? 1, 2 and 3. 3. Next is remaining is only one plant. So which is having what is that? So this is having wrinkled and as well as the green. So next phenotype is the plants with wrinkled and green seeds. Such only one plant is present. Total how many plants are there? Total 16. In that 9 plus 1 10, then 3 plus 3 6. Total 16 are there. So out of 16, the plants with round and yellow seeds are 9. Plants with round and green seeds are 3. Wrinkled and yellow seeds are 3, and wrinkled and green are only 1. So this ratio is called as, such ratio is called as phenotypic ratio of dihybrid cross. So what is the phenotype of the dihybrid cross here? Means the phenotype of this dihybrid cross, phenotypic ratio of dihybrid cross is 9:3:3:1. So phenotypic ratio is 9:3:3:1. So what is the phenotypic ratio of dihybrid cross? 9:3:3:1. In monohybrid cross, phenotypic ratio was just 3:1. But here it is 9:3:3:1. Remember the phenotypic ratio of dihybrid cross. What about genotypic ratio then? So what about genotypic ratio? What about genotypic ratio? See, if you know the genotypic ratio of the dihybrid cross, you can answer any type of questions based on this genotypic ratio of the dihybrid cross. So how to calculate the genotypic ratio? Say for example, let's write the dominant character for the seed shape first. Capital R. Next is heterozygous dominant, capital R with small r. Next is recessive, that is small r. These are the three possibilities for the seed shape, right? Next, let's write the same thing 3 times. Again, capital R, small r, capital R, small small. Okay, next. So these are the possibilities what we can write. That is capital R, right? So total how many possibilities are there here means 9 are there, right? So this is for the seed shape. What about seed color? Dominant. Let's write both dominant alleles once. Next, dominant with recessive, Next, recessive, and then the recessive. See, these are the 9 possible genotypes which are formed during the dihybrid cross in F2 generation. See, round with means both are plant which are having the both alleles in homozygous dominant condition. How many such are there means here? Only one is there, right? So we have the simple way of writing the genotypic ratio for dihybrid cross. So first you write the possibilities of the roundness of the seed first. That is both homozygous, presence of homozygous condition of the alleles. Next heterozygous condition. Next homozygous recessive condition. Like that you have to write 3 times first. Then for the other character, homozygous dominant for all these 3 possibilities first. Next heterozygous dominant for all these 3 possibilities. Next homozygous recessive for all these 3 possibilities. Now see, how many plants are having all dominant alleles, all 4 dominant alleles? How many are there here? So this one is having all 4 dominant alleles. What about others? No other plant is having all 4 dominant alleles. So how many are having all 4 dominant alleles? Only 1. Next, how many are having 1 dominant allele for the roundness? So this is 1. And 2 dominant for the yellow color of the seed. Here 1 is there. Like that. Here second one is there, right? Any other plant is there? No. So such 2 plants are there. How many plants are having a homozygous recessive condition for the seed shape and homozygous dominant condition for the seed color? That is small r with capital Y. So in this no small r is present. So here small r with capital Y. The 1 plant is there. Any other plant? No. So only 1 such plant is available out of 16. Then how many are having Homozygous dominant for the seed shape, heterozygous dominant for the seed color. So here the one is there, right? Next, and here one more is there. 2. Any other plants? No, right? So 2 such plants are there out of 16. Next, the plant with the genotype capital R with small r and capital Y with small y means heterozygous for both phenotype or both character. This is 1, 2, 3 and here 4. Any other plants? No. So the genotype, plant with the genotype capital R and small r, capital Y with small y, such 4 plants are present. Similarly, the plants with the genotype that is homozygous recessive for seed shape and heterozygous dominant for the seed color. How many such plants are there means here? Means the recessive and recessive with dominant and recessive, only one plant is present. Recessive and recessive with dominant and recessive. Here one is there. Let's look for the another one if it present means. Yes, here one more is there. Right? So 2 such plants are formed out of 16. Next is, let's look at the remaining genotypes. So how many plants are having homozygous dominant for the seed shape and recessive for the seed color? Homozygous dominant for the seed shape and recessive for the seed color. Right? Homozygous. How many plants are there? Only one such plant is there. So it is 1 here. Next, heterozygous dominant for the seed shape but homozygous recessive for the seed color. So here one is there and here another one is there. So 2 such plants are there which are having heterozygous dominant for the seed shape, homozygous recessive for the seed color. Such 2 plants are there. Next, how many plants are homozygous recessive for both characters? Means only one such plant is present. So now, what is the genotypic ratio? The genotypic ratio is found to be as follows: 1:2:1 is to 2:4:2 is to 1:2:1. So the genotypic ratio is 1:2:1 is to 2:4:2 is to 1:2:1. So first 1:2:1, then double of that 2:4:2, then again the repetition of 1:2:1. This is what the genotypic ratio of dihybrid cross or the 2 gene inheritance. Okay, see, when Mendel crossed the pea plants which are differing in 2 characters, that is in seed shape as well as the seed color, then he observed the phenotypic ratio of F2 generation was found to be 9:3:3:1 and genotypic ratio is found to be 1:2:1 is to 2:4:2 is to 1:2:1. Is it clear, guys? So this is what the representation of 2 gene inheritance of the dihybrid cross. In PU examination it will be asked for 5 marks. Okay, so what is the dihybrid cross or the 2 gene inheritance? Explain with suitable example. First you have to write the definition as we have written firstly, then explain this cross with this schematic representation. Okay, so then you have to write at the last phenotypic ratio and then the genotypic ratio of that cross. If you know how many plants will be having dominant alleles, for both traits dominant alleles will be present in homozygous condition, means only one such possibility. This is 1 among 16. Next 2 among 16, 1 among 16, 2 among 16, 4 among 16, 2 among 16, 1 among 16, 2 among 16, 1 among 16 plants. If you know this possibility means based on this you can calculate the any or you can solve any type of numerical problems based on the genetic or the genotypic ratio of dihybrid cross. Many questions will be asked based on this numericals or the ratio. Is it clear, guys? So make a note of these points now. Later we'll discuss regarding so what are the postulates or the conclusions the Mendel drawn out of this dihybrid cross. See, what is the purpose why Mendel conducted dihybrid cross means? So initially we have discussed Mendel conducted dihybrid cross to verify the results of monohybrid cross when two different characters are considered at a time during a genetic cross, whether it will be the same or the different. See, in this dihybrid cross, Mendel found that in F1 generation, all the plants were produced with round and yellow seeds. Why? Because we know that the roundness of seed and yellow color of the seed, these are dominant over the wrinkled and green. So just like the monohybrid cross, here also only the dominant traits get expressed in F1 generation. So results were identical to the monohybrid cross only. But when the F1 plants are self-crossed, then in F2 generation, he found that 3/4 of the plants were with round seeds and 1/4 of the plants were with wrinkled seeds. 3/4 of the plants were with yellow seeds and 1/4 of the plants were with green seeds. But we know that phenotypic ratio of dihybrid cross is 9:3:3:1. 9:3:3:1. But when the phenotypic ratio is considered separately for the seed shape and in the seed color, then it will be 3:1 and 3:1. That is for seed color. So how many plants are with yellow? How many are with yellow? And how many are with green? So how many are yellow here? Say for example, round and yellow. There are 9 yellow colored plants are there. Then here wrinkled and yellow. Total how many yellow colored seeds are there? 9 plus 3. So yellow colored seeds means here 9 plus 3, that is 12 are yellow colored. 12 are yellow colored. 12 plants are producing yellow colored seeds out of 16. Then out of 16, how many plants produces green colored seeds here? Here 3 and here 1. So 3 plus 1. It is 3 plus 1. That is 4 are found to be with green seeds. So if you simplify it, the ratio is nothing but that is equal to 12:4 means that is equal to 4 ones are 4 threes are, so 3:1. So this was found to be the phenotypic ratio if we consider the both characters separately. If only seed color is considered, phenotypic ratio will be 3:1. That is 12 out of 16 are yellow colored, 4 out of 16 are green colored. So the ratio of phenotypic ratio will be 3:1. 3/4 of the plants will be with yellow color and 1/4 of the plants will be green colored seeds. Similarly, if seed shape is considered, what happens? We know that the dominant one is round and the recessive one is wrinkled. How many plants are having round seeds, are producing round seeds here? Here round is there and here also round is there. 9 plus 3. That is, for roundness also, the total count of the plants out of 16 is 9 plus 3. That is 12 plants were with round seeds. What about wrinkled? Here 3 plus 1. So for the wrinkled trait, how many plants are there? 4 are there. So 12 is to 4. That is equal to, so the phenotypic ratio is, so phenotypic ratio is 12 is to 4. That is nothing but 3 is to 1. So here also the phenotypic ratio is found to be 3 is to 1 as that of monohybrid cross. So these ratios, these two ratios are, these are just like, they are just like monohybrid cross. They get expressed just like in monohybrid cross. So the results will be the same when the particular character is considered separately, even though the plants with the two different characters are crossed in a genetic cross. For each character, the separately, okay, they get expressed in, with a phenotypic ratio of 3 is to 1 as that of the monohybrid cross. These were the observations made by Mendel during dihybrid cross, which is conducted in pea plant. When the characters are considered separately, their phenotypic ratio will be 3 is to 1 only, just like the monohybrid cross. But when two characters are considered separately, together, then the phenotypic ratio will be the 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. So here also the segregation of the particular trait of a particular character is same as that of monohybrid cross. Is it clear? For the seed color, the phenotypic ratio is 3 is to 1. For the seed shape, it will be 3 is to 1. But for both traits, when considered together during dihybrid cross, phenotypic ratio will be 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. And genotypic ratio will be 1 is to 2 is to 1, 2 is to 4 is to 2, 1 is to 2 is to 1. Is it clear, guys? So this is regarding the dihybrid cross of the 2 gene inheritance, and based on this 2 gene inheritance, Mendel also proposed the one more set of generalizations, and those generalizations are popularly known as law of independent assortment, that we will explain in the next class. Make a note of these points. Thank you.